Okay. Damn, I look big in that angle. But yeah, today's video topic is the 5 reasons, or at least we're gonna be going through the 5 steps of how to become a better person and really why things need to be complicated. We're gonna be using the example of calisthenics and fitness to go through that. Firstly, let's say we're talking about workouts again. You get into the gym for the first time, you pick up something like calisthenics, maybe because you see some big guy on the internet start flexing about, how he can do like a full planche, whatever it is, right? You get into the gym, you love it, and you start out easy. You start enjoying it. You start setting high goals because you've seen amazing things. You want to become amazing at it, and I believe this is the Pareto principle, where you start up high and you think that you can do anything, and then later on you start dipping down. All right, so that's where we're at the beginning. That's point number 1. But eventually you get to point number 2, which is how the struggle really leads us to growth and improvement. And we kind of get addicted to the struggle of actually learning. We get addicted to wanting to feel more pain and actually the rush of success, right? We get into a lot of things like working on our game to talk to girls, starting a business, getting into fitness, so that we can ultimately achieve some larger goal. And at the end of the day, we use that goal to propel ourselves forward into actually achieving it one day, hopefully. We don't actually know if we'll make it though. And we really use that idea to move us forward. And that's where we're at in point 2. It's just, hey, I have this vision in my mind. I'm gonna go towards it. The struggle is gonna get me closer to that. But hey, at the same time, I'm kind of enjoying this. I'm kind of starting to like the workouts every day. I'm gonna do more. I'm gonna do some extra reps. I'm gonna work out not once a week, but like 3 or 4 times a week now, right? I'm gonna go harder on those calisthenics moves. I'm gonna start researching more and doing more. That's where it gets us to point 3. This is really just a more advanced version of point 2, but this is where you're continually stepping out of your comfort zone. And the interesting thing at this point is a lot of people start to think like you're at the bottom of this Pareto principle curve, pretty much, where you started out here thinking you're really good. Then you're like, okay, I know I have a lot to learn here, but you're starting to like the process of pain so much that you start going up that curve and becoming, a true pro in those areas. But what you don't realize is, as much as you're stepping out of your comfort zone to become a better, stronger person, whether that's in the gym, mentally, physically, you go out and start, for example, talking to a girl for a while, you start pitching your business idea to investors, you start really getting some ideas of like, okay, these are my final goals. I want to get this girl, I want her to be my girlfriend. I want to win this business pitch competition. I want to do all these things, and I have very high standards for them. And you think you're stepping out of your comfort zone by working so hard on those every day, but what you don't realize, and this is what no one's going to tell you, is that you are actually at some point stepping out of your comfort zone less every single day, because you're doing the same thing over and over again. And don't get me wrong, it's not a bad thing to keep working harder and harder on the same thing, but when you lock so much in on, and you'll see in a second why this is a bad thing, on things that are better for us, like in self-improvement and any of these examples, whether that's in the gym or not, you eventually lead to burnout, because if anything, you're actually stepping out of your comfort zone less. You're not taking into account your own capabilities, your own need for a break. And frankly, there you have no stability, which leads us to point number 4. You fail. You don't have any balance. In the gym, for example, again, going back to calisthenics, this could be burnout. You just don't want to work out anymore. You're too tired. You get an injury. And because you just worked too hard, you didn't stretch enough before your freaking workout. You're so stupid. Like, how could you not come up with that? The girl doesn't respond to you. Like, you fail the business pitch. There's so many ways that it could go wrong if you start moving too fast. And at the end of the day, I want to tell you guys to not let that happen. But this video isn't about the things to avoid in life, in business, in talking to girls, in going to the gym. It's about the fact that we have to all go through it, I've been through it. I just went through a lot of shit like that recently. Some of the stuff I'm saying may or may not hit a little too close to home. I don't care. I want to be honest and put that out there on the internet and tell you guys too that we all go through this. I'm not trying to tell you don't go through failure. That's the whole point of this video. That is point 4. And there's still one more. In the meantime though, If you do want some stability in your life, check out this drink. I've literally just been trying completely honest review right now. Yerba, it's pretty much yerba mate, which is like a caffeinated kind of lighter version of like a Celsius if you've ever had those before, but it's a little bit less caffeine, 0 calories. I would say it's like a lighter version of Celsius in every way. Tastes lighter in flavor, so if you want something that's gonna be maybe a little bit less addictive, a little less, punchy, try it out. I don't think it's half bad. I'll link it below if you want to hear more about that. But yeah, you fail. And that's the crazy thing, is that we think that that's the worst possible thing that could happen to us. And you already know I'm gonna say it's the best, because it's what teaches us the most. I just learned a lot of shit recently, and out of getting over girls and failures and recently being in a burnout with the gym, I've realized that not only is my own happiness not defined by those goals that I've set, but it's actually so much more freeform than that. I'm actually realizing I can allow myself to be more free and accepting of taking breaks and having rest days, not just skip days, where I have to because I'm so sore, which is more of a skip day compared to a rest day, which is one that I planned for it. You got to really start building rest into it, and that's where point 5 comes in. This is the most important point. Point 5, remember this: get back up. But don't just get back up with a plan. This is you getting back up on that fitness grind, not saying you're going to work out 6-7 times a week, because that's obviously super unrealistic, even if you manage to do it for 1 week of your whole life. Some people do that, but for me, I work out very intensely, and I realize that if I'm working out 1 to 2 hours every day, then I should really only be working out like 3 to 4 days a week. That's what works for me. You got to figure out what your rest days are. Don't just, don't just skip because you have to. Rest because you need to. I know this video is kind of just an excuse to be motivational, but I'm tired. Again, I don't want to record this video. To be completely honest, for any of you that stick around watching this part of the video, I'm sure you're the real viewers anyway. Hit that subscribe button if you're here this long. You might as well. Come on. But man, I'm tired as fuck too. Before getting really consistent with this channel here, I had a lot of failure with it. I failed another channel completely before making this one, and I know this one's gonna be so much bigger because of that. I wanted to provide a little more value in this video, but frankly, I think it's all just about telling you that failure is a process. It is a thing that can be broken down into these 5 steps, and the faster that you can just realize that and realize which step of the process that you're in on anything that you're doing, any of those girls, any of those businesses you're starting, any of those, I don't know, fucking calisthenics moves you're trying to get your muscle up going, whatever it is, dude. There's gonna be ups and downs. Get over it. Just think about how good you'll feel when you get to step 5, but you only got there because you went through step 4, right? You went through that failure, and then you start out again. You start out easy again. You start at point 1, and then you enjoy the struggle more and more through 2 and 3, and you fail again, and you get back up. At the end of the day, this is becoming a rant and a ramble, but that's my spiel for today. Hit that like button if you thought it wasn't half bad, though. Here's the next video. If you're interested in that, but until next Friday, guys, I will see you then in the next video.